Good afternoon and welcome back. You're still watching the Zambian vote. We're still building up to get to receive those results from the Election Commission of Zambia. They did earlier on mention that they will be looking at announcing 62 constituencies, and so far they have only gone as far as 45 constituencies, as we're waiting to get to receive the remainder of the 17 constituencies. I am joined by Landy. Landy, how are you doing?
I'm great, Justin. It's great to see that there's so much that has been done so far in the past hours. Since the time that we left the screen, we could say progress definitely has been made in as far as giving us the election results by the ECZ. And if they continue to be as consistent as they have been in the past few hours, we might just get ourselves the total number of votes, and we may subsequently see the announcement of a presidential candidate.
Well, obviously that's what we're looking forward to doing, and building up to just getting to receive all results from all 156 constituencies. Very important that this be done in a very calm manner, because we are dealing with figures here, and when we look at the figures, we're looking at the UPND President Hakainde Hichilema in the lead right now with over 700 votes.
That's right.
Looking at the Patriotic Front's Edgar Lungu, who is just slightly below that. But what does this really mean and tell us for the elections as we're getting closer to getting to receive the final results from the 156 constituencies?
Indeed, so far, the results have been announced from 107 constituencies altogether around the country, and we are left with about 49. So should they deliver another 22, as has been the case so far, because they have been giving the announcement every 22 constituencies, and the progression really in terms of time, whenever they say it's 30 minutes, that they're going to be giving us the other set of constituencies, it hasn't been so, and so we await to see what exactly will transpire in the next, say, another 30 minutes, because at an hour's interval we'll be getting definitely something coming through from the ECZ.
Well, it's been more than 30 minutes, and we're hoping to cross back to the National Results Center, where we do have our colleagues Dingin Navajiona and Francesca, hoping to get feedback from them in terms of where we're at with these results and the announcement of them from the Election Commission of Zambia. As mentioned earlier on, only 45 constituencies mentioned so far, waiting to get to reach that 62, and what the Election Commission of Zambia will say after they do announce the remaining 62. But there is a possibility of us having to get to receive all results from the 156 constituencies, and possibly even get to understand who the winner will be after that.
Indeed, today has been a very eventful day. We've gotten to see just earlier within the course of the morning, DP President Mr. AFRICA-LITOVIA issuing a statement about how he would like to offer checks and balances to whichever candidate will be seen coming up on top and really scooping the seat for plot one, and really in the final announcement of the Zambian president. But he did get to make mention of the fact that he foresees a situation where the president of the UPND could eventually become 7th president of the nation of Zambia.
Well, speaking about some of the presidential candidates, they have gotten to speak out, especially when it comes to looking at the ruling Patriotic Front's leader Edgar Lungu, who did make mention and declared that the elections were not free and fair for him in 3 provinces, but most of them did air out, and they were very dismayed by some of the things that he has made mention of. And I think it's very much important that most of these candidates need to accept defeat, some of them even going as far as conceding defeat. And I think for what has been happening the last couple of hours, it's very much important that one thing that these presidential candidates need to understand is that there can only be one winner.
That's right, and everyone else should be considered a loser, because there's only one seat available for one particular candidate, and so anyone else that feels aggrieved by the electoral process as it has been, there's a very great and precise way of going about those various grievances, and that was highlighted by the Law Association of Zambia just last night, giving us and really detailing the process that should be undergone in as far as grievances to do with the electoral process are concerned. The Constitutional Court is there for that very fact, to be able to deal with some of these particular matters.
Definitely. We'll be taking a short break and still building up to the announcement of the results by the Election Commission of Zambia. So far, 45 constituencies have been announced, and we're waiting to get to reach that 62. So only 17 constituencies remaining. They did mention that they'll break off for about 30 minutes. It's been a little over that, but let's take a break for now. Welcome back. You're still watching the Zambian vote. The results, you have voted, and we're building up to getting to receive the results from the Electoral Commission of Zambia. As I did mention much earlier on, we are expecting them to announce 62 constituencies from the 62 that they announced yesterday. And, we're obviously hoping that we can get to receive more feedback in terms of them announcing 156 constituencies for today. Shortly, we'll be getting to cross over and have a conversation with Dr. Alex Ngoma, who is a political scientist. Now, Landy, we know that various stakeholders have been involved in the electoral process, and for many of them, they have aired out how they feel about how it is being managed by the Electoral Commission of Zambia. Majority of them even having to go and release opinion polls.
That's right.
And speaking about those polls, opinion polls much earlier on, it doesn't seem like they're tallying with the results that we're receiving now.
Most, if not all, opinion polls that have been received so far are considered false, looking at the statistics currently running and looking at the numbers, being a direct representation of what the voter turnout has been and really what the core of the people is as well. And so, of course, there's other sentiments as well that have been prescribed by for example, the European Union did get to say that this election has been held in a very free and fair manner in as regards the electoral process. But there's other processes, of course, leading to the final election that were somewhat challenging, and especially owing to the fact that COVID-19 was at the helm of it all. We did get to see some players, some players on in the political field just feeling disadvantaged in as far as, for example, having to hold meetings is concerned, having to get out and hold rallies as well. It has been a really, really challenging time for especially opposition political parties.
Well, obviously it is a tedious process, and it does require a lot of engagement from the stakeholders to the security wings and even the Electoral Commission of Zambia, who are the key players, the referees rather, in an electoral process like this particular one. And we've seen how so far, I would just say that we have reached a threshold where, yes, it has been free, it has been fair for some. For others, they have tried to reach out and air out their grievances, but very unfortunate that the response was just, what wasn't expected. But for now, we get into a conversation with political scientist Dr. Alex Ngoma. Good afternoon, Dr. Ngoma, and welcome to the Zambian Vote.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
First and foremost, we'd like to find out what your analysis is in terms of where we're at now with the elections.
Well, first of all, it's important to be cautious since the ECZ hasn't yet concluded announcing the results from all their constituencies. And I say cautious because, as we all know, it's only the ECZ that is allowed to announce the results. And that being the case, it's also important not to really jump to conclusions and say this one has won, that one hasn't won. So that is where we are at the moment, trying to be cautious, playing a wait-and-see kind of game.
When we look at currently the situation on ground, especially when it comes at the figures, the Patriotic Front just being slightly below the UPN, the opposition UPND, what do you make of this margin?
Well, the margin that we have at the moment seems to favor the UPND. But like I've said, it is never over until it is over. What we need to do is actually to be a little bit more patient, to wait until the very last result from the constituencies has been announced, and then we will know who the winner is. But otherwise, it is clear that the results at the moment actually favor the UPND very much.
Right. And we got into also take note of a very unprecedented event yesterday where the president of Zambia did get to issue a statement about the undertakings of the electoral process in as far as northwestern and western as well as southern provinces are concerned. What do you make of his particular statement being issued to the nation of Zambia?
It's very, very important for us to really listen to what the police is saying. Of course, there are these allegations that, the PF monitors were actually brutalized in western, northwestern, and southern province. But whether that is true or not, we can only confirm when the police actually say so, because they are the ones that actually investigate such things. If indeed it did happen, then that is very, very unfortunate, and therefore we need to wait and hear what the ECZ is going to make out of it.
Well, there are so many things that have affected the electoral process, and some of these things being positive and negative. But in terms of the voter turnout, what do you make of the number of electorate that did participate in this year's election?
Well, two things are very, very clear at this time. One, first of all, is that Zambia's population has grown to about 18 million people as at now. And therefore, you expect also the number of registered voters or eligible voters actually to grow correspondingly. That I think it's important to take into account. So people should not just say that the voter turnout was overwhelming. They should look at our population. We expect more people to register as voters. But having said that, when you look at the overall voter turnout, the figures we're getting are actually between 60 and 70%. It means, therefore, that still a lot of people didn't actually turn up to vote. And therefore, we need to do a little bit more in terms of sensitizing the nation on the importance of participating in elections.
Right. What do you make of the what has been considered now the pullout of various presidential candidates out of the race? Well, not really that they have pulled out, but they have definitely considered defeat. What do you make of the various statements coming through from the presidential aspirants?
It is actually expected of them to do that when they see that the odds are very much against them. It is important that they concede defeat, first of all, as a way of granting legitimacy to the process that they went through, and secondly, to begin to encourage those that have won to begin to prepare to run the affairs of this country. So it's very, very important that the losers actually concede defeat like some have already done. When they do that, they also send a very clear message to to their rank and file that the game is actually over and it's not in their favor, and that it's important now to be organized to rally behind the winners of the election so that people can then begin to organize to run the affairs of the nation.
Dr. Ngoma, currently we're waiting for the Electoral Commission of Zambia to give us the announcement in terms of results. But from the beginning of it all, when we were waiting for them to give us the first batch of results, it did take much longer than expected. What are your thoughts on them, not delivering the results as expected from the many Zambians?
There are two things here. First of all, I'd like to appeal to the nation really to remain calm, to be very patient. We must not be seen to push the ECZ into doing things when it is not ready to do that. If a mistake is made by the ECZ, people will not tolerate that. That's why it's important to be patient and to allow the ECZ to do the correct thing, that of verifying the results and announcing the correct results as stated at the polling station. But having said that, it's also important for the ECZ really to be better organized, to make sure that the institution becomes more efficient. If the institution keeps the people of Zambia waiting for a very, very long time, I'm afraid there's a possibility that patience in some people actually run out, and then things will begin to go wrong. So on both ends, there is this expectation that one, the citizens should actually exercise patience. On the other hand, the ECZ should actually gain momentum and do things faster than now.
Dr. Ngoma, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your analysis from these elections.
I'm grateful for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
We were joined by Dr. Alex Ngoma, who is a political analyst, joining us remotely on phone call. And what are your thoughts as well? Keep the conversation going on from our Diamond TV Zambia Facebook page. For now, we will be getting to cross over to the National Results Center. And shortly after that, we also get to see what is happening with the UPND president in Hakainde Hichilema. We take a break. We'll be right back.
Mwana aliye aliyense akhozokhala opambana ndipo tonse tikhozokhala opambana nthawi ino ya matenda ya COVID-19. Tiuze kwa anzathu kapena mabanja athu mmene tingakhalire ozitetezera. Tonse tidziwa kuti mwakusamba m'manja pafupi ndi sopo komanso madzi kungapangise kuti tikhale aukhondo nthawi ino. Pamene tisamba m'manja tiyimbe kanyimbo kaja ka alphabet kwa masekenzi yokwanira 40 kufika pa 60. Tingaphimbe pamphuno kapena pakamwa ndi tishu imene tifunikira kuyitaya kapena kuyetsemula ndi kukhosomola pa dzanja mochita kuyikhotetsa. Tifunikanso kuvala tunsalu tochedwa kuti mamaski ngati tili pa wanthu. Tonse tikhale utali wa 2 meters ndi anzathu nthawi ino ya matenda ya COVID-19. 2 meters ingalingane ndi chitenje kapena kulingana ndi ng'ombe ya nthunthu ngati sitikumva bwino ndipo tili ndi chifuwa kapena thupi kutentha kapena vuto la kulephera kupuma bwino. Tingatume foni pa 909 ndi kupempha thandizo kwa zaumoyo. Ngati akatswiri zaumoyo atithandiza tingafunikire kupita ku chipatala kapena ku kiliniki. Tifunikira kukhala ku nyumba ndipo ngati zinthu zavuta tingafunike kukhala patokha.
Good afternoon and welcome back. You're still watching the Zambian Vote. Thank you so much for joining us. We are expecting the Election Commission of Zambia to give us the announcements in terms of results, and shortly we cross over to the National Results Center where we do have Dingindala Jonah Buyoya who will be giving us an update about. So before we get into that, we also will be getting to find out what is happening in terms of the UPND presidential candidate Hakainde Hichilema, and we will be going to connect with Jonia Darius. Darius?
You're watching the Zambian Vote with me, Winston Mavor, and of course we're crossing and coming to you live from the residence of Hakainde Hichilema, the president of the United Party for National Development, who is just making his entrance into his house from a meeting with former Republican President Rupia Bwezanibanda of the Movement for Multi-Party Democracy. There is celebrations, as you can see. People have come from all over Lusaka just to be here to welcome Mr. Hichilema as he makes his way into his residence. In fact, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema's vehicle has already entered the yard, and at the moment what you're seeing are some of the vehicles that were part of the convoy to be able just trying to make their way into the residence of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. Security at his residence has been heightened. Earlier on I had a conversation with one of the security personnel who informed me that there is actually tight security at the moment, and I managed to see some of the party officials that came through here waiting for Mr. Hichilema, who went for a meeting with Mr. Rupia Bwezanibanda. I did manage to see Mr. Honorable Romeo Kangombe. I also did manage to see one of the MPs from the Copper Belt who actually is here And earlier on, we also did see other senior party officials that came here just to be able to wait for Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. UPND supporters at the moment are celebrating the arrival of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. He was, he had a meeting with the former Republican President, Mr. Rupia Banda, who issued a statement encouraging Zambians to be able to make sure that they remain peaceful, and that they should be in a position to accept the results which will come once the Electoral Commission of Zambia concludes the process of announcing verified results. And I think that is the most democratic thing that each and every Zambian must be able to do. We are coming to you live from the residence of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the UPND president, who has just arrived from a meeting with former President Rupia Banda. And of course, security has been heightened at the moment. Entry is very limited. Supporters are coming through, and what we noticed actually here is that people are driving from different parts of Lusaka just to be able to come and pass through this residence, hoping to catch a glimpse of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. We are still broadcasting from the residence of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema here in Nyukasama, Lusaka. He has just arrived from a meeting with former Republican President Rupia Banda. Of course, details of that meeting at the moment are not yet known, and the majority of supporters from the UPND are here just to be able to show solidarity of their leader and of course show their support. But joining me on this broadcast is Bruce Mwale, who was part of the team that was trying to cover the meeting at Dr. Banda's residence. Mr. Mwale, obviously the details of the meeting are not known at the moment, but what we'd like to find out from you is just to get your impression of the event building up from the residence up until here.
Okay, great, many thanks. Of course, like you did indicate, we were not part of the meeting, but of course we are outside the residence of the fourth Republican President, Mr. Rupia Banda, and it was quite a lengthy discussion because it was about an hour. It took about an hour before the convoy of could come out of the residence. But you and I will remember that RB is one person who has called for calm, for peace, and just a few days ago, Mr. Rupia Banda, His Excellency the fourth Republican President, did urge the presidential candidates to be calm and of course to respect the outcome of this particular election. We are aware, of course, you can see there's so much jubilation and tension. I think the message has been for peace and calm among both the contenders and of course the people. And we are not sure of what the discussion could have been, but His Excellency former Republican President Rupia Banda, being a statesman, we could only speculate that probably it's an issue of trying to advise Mr. Hichilema, who is one of the 16 candidates in this particular race.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mwale, for that update. So we are coming to you live from the residence of Mr. Hakainde Hichilema here in Nyukasama, Lusaka, where he has just arrived from a meeting with former Republican President Rupia Banda. Details of the meeting are not yet known at the moment, but once we get once we get heads up, we will be able to make sure that we update you. For those of you that do not yet know, is that Mr. Hakainde Hichilema stepped on the political scene in 2005, and of course his political journey, like many others, has been, or rather has had its own unique experience, and he is one of the 16 candidates that are vying for the top job in the country, that is the office of the president. At the moment, supporters of the United Party for National Development are still trooping in just to be able to catch a glimpse of Hakainde Hichilema, who is the UPND leader, who has just arrived at the moment. Tight security, of course, is what is prevailing, and we managed to see that only a few people are being allowed entrance into his residence as we speak. Key party officials, such as members of parliament and those that are part of the inner circle.
We're broadcasting to you live from the Mulungushi International Conference Center, the National Results Center for the Electoral Commission of Zambia for presidential results. The picture just before us was Wensen Mavoro live at the residence of UPND presidential candidate Hakainde Hichilema. Wensen is there because there's a lot of people there, and well, the party officials of the United Party for National Development convening at the residence of the UPND presidential candidate. He's driving back to his residence after having met with 4th Republican Pia Banda, and we'll continue giving you updates of what's happening around. But here at the Mulungushi International Conference Center, we still await results to be announced from 17 different constituencies, consolidated results, and this is information based on what the Electoral Commission of Zambia said. When they came through, they told us they would announce 62 constituencies. They've announced 45 so far, and that leaves us with 17 different constituencies to be announced in this batch. But it's been over an hour since they took their 30-minute break, yes. And well, we still await for them to come out.
We still await. People here are just chatting. Some are dozing, obviously resting, because it's been quite a very busy time this last 3 days. But what we do know that at this point, Hakainde Hichilema has now got 1,871,228 votes. I'll read that again: 1,871,228 votes, while Edgar Lungu has got 1,101,422 votes coming out of the 107 constituencies that have been announced. So far, we are remaining with 6 constituencies in Central Province, Copperbelt Province, 11 constituencies, Eastern Province, 3 constituencies, Luapula Province, 5, Lusaka, 7, Muchinga, 3, Northwestern 1, Southern 1, Northern 1, and Western Province 11, bringing the total number of remaining constituencies to 49.
Well, we'll continue giving you those updates, and we'll let you know of what's happening here at the Mulungushi International Conference Center. The very last update by the Electoral Commission of Zambia went incident-free,
yes,
as it were, because the Electoral Commission of Zambia managed to announce the results from the different constituencies that they had scheduled to announce. And what has been the trend is every time the Electoral Commission of Zambia is done announcing those results, there's cause for questions by the people that are around here, but that did not happen in the last update. Yeah. But there was quite one bizarre moment that happened here at the Mulungushi International Conference Center. And well, in a trend that has been happening in the past 4 days, the seat that is reserved for the Patriotic Front has now been filled with one person. It has consistently, since yesterday, had the member of the Central Committee for the Patriotic Front, Bomonga, who is currently not here, but he was here earlier on. But we see that the other opposition stakeholders have their seats filled. There are some political parties that don't have representatives, and one of them is the National Restoration Liberation Party. The Third Liberation Movement equally doesn't have a representative at the moment. The MMD doesn't have a representative at the moment. But it seems the chair does have a jacket. That could be a possible sign.
Yeah,
that,
but also keep in mind.
Also
keep in mind that the political party representatives earlier on went to also verify the next batch of votes that are supposed to be the ballots that are supposed to be announced. We do know that roughly from the time voting closed at 05 hours on Friday morning, we've done about 60 hours. This is about 17 hours, and we've done about 60 hours. So you can do the math. How many hours are remaining before we can get to the 72 hours which the Electoral Commission of Zambia is supposed to announce those results within?
That leaves us with exactly 12 hours before the Electoral Commission of Zambia's time threshold of 72 hours does conclude. It's important for me to mention that I, in fact, did ask a question on the very first day of announcement of results to the Chief Electoral Officer, and the question was, would they be able to meet the threshold based on the voter turnout of 72 hours? And he did say that they were pretty confident that they would be able to meet that threshold. And based on the turnout of events, especially the results that have been announced today and the projection of results to be announced in the next few minutes, it can be concluded that the possibility is very high that the Electoral Commission of Zambia will be able to meet the 72-hour threshold that is expected of them for them to finally be able to declare a winner in the 2021 general election at presidential level.
And Diamond TV will be here in that moment, giving you the updates of when the winner will be announced. For now, we'll just wait a little bit longer and see what time the Electoral Commission of Zambia will emerge and take their seats and give us the next set of results. We are reporting to you.
Just to add on what Francesca says, I mean, also one of the things I think that also begs analysis is the time, if you've noticed, that the time that has been taken by the Electoral Commission of Zambia during this period to announce the next batch of results, because this batch of results that the Electoral Commission of Zambia is remaining with is the smallest number of constituencies based out of the 62 constituencies that they were supposed to announce. And so the question now is, are the Electoral Commission of Zambia considering announcing more than the 17 constituencies when they do come out here? Because they did confirm that they had received 62 different constituencies and they were only going to be taking breaks for the commissioners to rest
for 30 minutes.
For 30 minutes, by the way, before they come back. Now it's been beyond 30 minutes.
It's almost over 2 hours.
Well over 30 minutes, definitely. And so the question is the Electoral Commission of Zambia, have they received more results, more consolidated results? We'll be able to find out when they do come out here to give us this announcement. And yes, we are at the Mulungushi International Conference Center, the National Results Center for the presidential election in the 2021 general election. My name is Dingindaba Jonah Buyoya.
And my name is Francesca Piri Banda. Remember, Diamond TV is your election data plug, and we are bringing you all the live pictures from across the country. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Jonah and Francesca, for that update. It's been a little over an hour since the Election Commission of Zambia did mention that it will be taking a short break and coming back to announce the remainder of the 17 constituencies from the 62 constituencies that were announced. And so far, only 45 constituencies have been announced. But what is the latest update in terms of what they will be doing after the 62 constituencies are announced? You have asked the question, and here at Diamond TV will definitely be assisting you and giving you those answers. Now, Landy, we did cross over to Ensign Mavoro, who is currently at the residence of the United Party for National Development presidential candidate in Hakainde Hichilema. And one of the things that we have seen is how it is filled with so many UPND supporters and officials.
That's right, a lot of jubilation just going on over at his residence, and we did get to see that there was a huge turnout. In spite of that, there's just very few people that have been allowed into the residence as a whole, and so obviously the jubilation is due to the fact that he's currently leading by over and above 700,000 of the ballots cast. And so we are waiting to see whether this progression will continue, or we might just see it recede in terms of the number, and really have a situation where the second runner-up there in the name of Edgar Chagwalungu close up on the vote altogether.
Well, the Electoral Commission of Zambia, as of Thursday, did mention that they are trying to release the results and the presidential candidate within a space of 72 hours. They do have a few more hours before we hit that deadline that they did make mention of. But what does this mean exactly? Are we going to see them announce the entirety of the results as of today? Will this go on to another day? And obviously, we have gone to see a lot of concerns from the political stakeholders in terms of how this is being announced. And prior, they did have breaks of 30 minutes, and they did actually do it very well. But now they've been on a break for a little over an hour.
A lot of people just going out and saying, look, this process has never taken this long for our nation in as far as the announcement of the vote is concerned, the announcement of the results, rather, from the votes cast is concerned. And so the 12 hours that's left now for the remainder of the 49 different constituencies left is quite small in comparison to the time that they've taken to be able to announce up until this point the numbers that we have gotten to receive. And so at this point in time, let's turn our attention towards the voter register for 2016, rather, in relation to 2021. For Bahati constituency, we had His Excellency Edgar Chagwalungu getting 18,239 votes, while Hakainde Hichilema of the UPND there did score in 3,776.
Obviously, we do know that the northern part of the country is heavy in terms of support going to the Patriotic Front, and we're looking at this margin here, quite a huge margin, 18,239 to 3,776. But let's take our attention to another province and another constituency as well, as we give you an update in terms of the registered voters from the 2016 general elections and the 2021 general elections. So far, we are only going to be considering the current constituencies that have been announced by the Electoral Commission of Zambia. But looking at what is happening over in Lopula province, again, Bangweulu constituency, Edgar Lungu there coming through with 24,261 votes, and the UPND presidential candidate there with 2,396.
They're just managing to get a lower voter turnout as far as support is concerned, the UPND in Bangweulu constituency this time around as compared to the 2016. But let's move on to yet another constituency. There where ECL did get to have 16,526 votes, whilst Hakainde Hichilema did manage to garner a whole 7,283 votes.
Well, somewhat does seem like the tables have turned now when you look at the votes that both candidates did receive at that particular time, and comparing to what's happening now. And it's like UPND's Hakainde Hichilema has more of the upper hand now. And as you can take a look from leadership board there, you're looking at him being in the lead by over 700,000 votes. But let's take a look at, again, another constituency. We're looking at the head-to-head between the 2016 general elections and the 2021 general elections. Looking at Wanamkuba constituency here, Edgar Lungu with 20,922 votes, and Hakainde Hichilema coming through with 7,724 votes. From the Copperbelt province, another stronghold for the Patriotic Front. But this is not the case now, because when we look at the statistics on ground, it's very, very clear that HH has the upper hand.
It has been quite astounding for quite a number of people, just changing the game altogether in as far as the numbers are concerned. The UPND managed to garner quite a lot of support in areas that were perceived before now as strongholds for the Patriotic Front, and we see this happening as we can look at the statistics speaking for themselves. Let's move on yet to another constituency.
While we take a look at what is happening at another constituency, Wengwa constituency here from Southern Province. Again, we look at the figures here. What a huge margin there. Over 21,000 worth of votes of a gap there. ECL just getting 327.
That's right.
And Hakainde Hichilema coming through with 21,316 votes. We do know that Southern Province is heavy in support, going towards the UPND. And, well, the margin is just, it's phenomenal.
Getting into this election, a lot of people were just contemplating the idea of the trends in as far as voting is concerned, especially in regards and respect to the various constituencies around provinces. And it seems as though the Southern Province, as well as the western part of the country, have maintained this kind of trend in as far as the numbers that are being registered by the political players on ground.
All right, we'll be taking a short break as we give you those updates in terms of head-to-head. ECL going up against UPND from the 2016 general elections and the 2021 general elections. That's what's coming up after this break. Chimweka, please.
umwana wonse kuti abanikalapashi bonse kuti twaba bakalapashi abayibela mushita ya covid-19 kuti twayeba kwefibusa nabalu kwefya kuchitapa kuyichingirila twalishiwa kuti lokusamba kumino chilanshitaneso pona menshi kuti kwatulengo kwata obumi busuma muli ino shita tuleyikalamo ilyo tulesamba kuminwe tufuile nenshi tuleyimba nako natusamba kuminwe ukuchila pama seconds 40 kuti twafimba pamona na pakanwa na tishu nokuiposa bwino elyo nangu kuti twabomfyaka boyo pakukola na pakutesula tufuila na kabili ukulafwalo tusalutwa kufimba pamona na pakanwa chilanshita ilyo tuli muchintu wingi kabili na tutalukane ukuchila pama mita abili panshita kuli ubulwele bwa covid-19 ichakumwenako chama mita abili butali bwa chitenge nangu kulepa kwa ng'ombe nga twaleka okumfa bwino twatampa okukola omubiri ukukaba n'okushopika okupema kuti twatumina ku 909 n'okupokelera obwafiirisha okuba bomfi ba buumi nga kyakutila aba bomfi ba buumi batusuminisha lyena kuti twakuchipatala twayikala ku ng'anda lelo nga kyakilamu kuti twafwayika okutubika fweka ku nchende imbi pakutuchingirila n'okuchingirila bambi ichi kuti kyaleeta kwekitendwe lelo ninjishiba okutila nachilinga pantu kuti kyaleeta obumi busuma kuli imwe nakufibusa na balupwa wenu onse kuti twaba bakalapashi panshita kuli ubulwele bwa covid-19 nokwafu endupwa shesu nefibusa ukwishiwa efishinka ifile ekabirwa
Good afternoon and welcome back. You're still watching the Zambian vote, the results, and we're still expecting to get to receive feedback from the Election Commission of Zambia as they're making announcement of the results from the National Results Center. But shortly we'll be getting into the head-to-head between ECL and and Hakainde Hichilema. And right before we do that, let's cross over to the residence again of the UPND presidential candidate in Hakainde Hichilema. We'll be getting to connect with our team from there shortly as we're going to the residence of the UPND presidential candidate. But right before we get into that, let's just take a look at the statistics again, once again, looking at the 2021 general elections and the 2016 general elections. We're taking a look at some of the constituencies and the results that were given at the particular time in 2016 as compared to what is happening now in 2021. So real quick, let's just get up those slides up and running. And I must also just say that when we look at the members of parliament, the aspiring members of parliament who are, participating in this year's general election, we're actually getting to see a situation where only the UPND, PF, and independent candidates have been taking up some of these seats. But real quick, Landy, just walk us through what's happening over in Pongwe.
That's right. So over in Pongwe constituency, we did get to see that His Excellency Edgar Chagwalungu did manage to garner a whole 6,677 votes, and whilst his counterpart, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema of the UPND, managed to score in 11,297 votes. Again, this is a trend that is similar to what's currently transpiring in as far as this year's election is concerned. In this region, we're yet to see whether this shall continue as we get the announcement of the other constituencies that are left. But let's take our attention right now to the next constituency. All right, so these are the current presidential election results as it stands.
From Pongwe constituency for the year 2021.
That's right. So the PAC managed to garner 360 votes, UPPZ with 47 votes, ZUSD with 29 votes, PNUP with 80 votes, the UPND 20,509 votes, the DP with 148 votes, NSP with 47 votes, and the Patriotic Front standing just slightly lower than the UPND, way lower actually, at 8,724 votes.
Well, when we're looking at the statistics again between the UPND and the Patriotic Front, when we look at Mpongwe constituency, if you can see there, Landy, the Patriotic Front still hovering around 8,724 votes from 2021, almost a similarity from the 2016 general elections. But look at the margin from the UPND, about 10 more thousand votes added, to his name from Pongwe constituency for this year. So we're looking at 20,509 votes.
Indeed, and these votes did get to add up to the 1 million and over 1 million that he has currently scored, leading by over 700,000 votes in the current standing of the election pronouncements. But we did get to see also the Socialist Party managing to garner 67 votes, the MMD with 18, the UNIP with 9, EFF with 11, NAREP with 5, the Leadership Movement with 8, PEP with 13 votes, the Third Liberation Movement with 23 votes, and all these are from a total registered 44,494 voters, and of these validly cast votes were 30,075, whilst rejected votes were at 1,103, representing a total of 31,178, 70%. 0.7 was the voter turnout in as far as the Mpongwe constituency is concerned this year. Well,
let's turn our attention to Monze and take a look at what is happening in that area. Obviously, we know that this is a stronghold for the UPND, and if you take a look at the margin there between ECL and Hakainde Hichilema, ECL garnering himself 2,232 votes, and Hakainde Hichilema coming through with 39,859 votes. So this is for Monze Central constituency, and these are the results from the 2016 general elections, Southern Province. Let's take a look at what is happening in terms of the results for 2021, the 2021 general elections. That is, if you can take a look there, Patriotic Front, Edgar Lungu, slightly just going below the votes that he did get in 2016. That's right. And he has now gotten approximately 1,974, but another huge margin there from the UPND's presidential candidate in Hakainde Hichilema with 47,427 votes.
Yes, indeed, and this is obviously owing to the fact that the voter register this time around scored in higher numbers as compared to the 2016 general elections. And so we did get to see as well the People Alliance for Change managing to garner 17 votes, UPPZ with 11, ZUSD with 6 votes, PNUP with 126, whilst the DP got 54 votes, the New Heritage Party with 9, and the Socialist Party with 22, the MMD with 8, UNIP as well managing to garner 8 votes, EFF with 2, NAREP with 2 votes as well, the Leadership Movement with 1, the PEP with 4 votes, and the Third Liberation Movement with only 5 votes as well. So the trend in the Southern Province has been quite similar in as far as voter turnout, and especially in relation to the two main contenders of the 2021 election, which is His Excellency the incumbent president of Zambia, Mr. Edgar Lungu, as well as his counterpart, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema of the UPND.
All right, we're giving you an update in terms of the presidential elections and the results from the 2016 general elections and the 2021 general elections. We take a look at what's happening in Katombola constituency here. Edgar Lungu coming through with 1,410 votes, and Hakainde Hichilema coming through with 35,911 votes. This is from Southern Province, the 2016 general elections. A comparison here from the 2021 general elections. We take a look at what the margin does look like. I'm pretty much sure when you see what's been happening in terms of the voter turnout this year, it's just been massive and overwhelming. We have gotten to see about 1 million more voters added to the voter register. And this should just tell you that approximately Hakainde Hichilema will be getting more votes. If you take a look, they're landing.
More than likely, both the candidates will be getting more votes. And the UPND did manage this year, this time around, to get 42,466 votes in as far as Katombola constituency is concerned, whilst the PF still remaining within the same range at 1,358 votes. And we've seen a slight drop in as far as comparing the 2016 to the 2021 in Katombola between for the Patriotic Front. PAC there did manage to get 85 votes. And of course, UPPZ with 25, ZUSD with 41, PNUP with 149 votes, the DP with 89 votes, the New Heritage Party with only 18 votes, Socialist Party with 30, the MMD with 13, the United Independence Party with 18 votes, EFF with 4, NAREP with 5, the Leadership Movement with 9, PEP with 4, the Third Liberation Movement with only 12 votes.
Well, let's turn our attention now to Chinsali constituency and see what is happening over there. The 2016 general elections there and the registered voters. The results, looking at Edgar Lungu coming through with 23,439 votes and Hakainde Hichilema hovering around 1,689 votes from Muchinga province, Chinsali constituency. Now, this should just tell you, obviously, that he did maintain, a huge margin here, because the northern part of the country is heavy in support when it comes to it going to the ruling Patriotic Front. But let's look at what is happening from this year's elections, the 2021 general elections from Chinsali constituency in Muchinga province. We take a look at how the numbers were faring and what exactly this means for the elections. Now, if you see the UPND there did at least increase in terms of their votes from 1,300 plus to 10,079 votes. But regardless of all of that, the Patriotic Front taking up this one still 26,620 votes.
Not so much of a difference in terms of the margin this time around as compared to the 2016 general election, where we did get to see the PF scoring in way higher in terms of the number of votes that they did manage to garner. But this time around, it's only nearly half of the number that is a difference between the Patriotic Front as well as the UPND. But we did get to see as well the People's Alliance for Change there managing to get 203 votes. The UPPZ with 47 votes, ZUSD with 79, PNUP with 58, the DP with 247 votes, the NHP with 102 votes, the Socialist Party with 286, MMD with 59, UNIP with 21, EFF with 13, the National Restoration Party with 11, Leadership Movement with 17, PEP with 13, Third Liberation Movement with 27, and of course, out of this number, the total was 39,186 votes, representing 72.86% of the voter turnout in as far as Chinsali constituency is concerned. Let's turn our attention towards yet another constituency in as far as the 2016 election is concerned. We did get to see in Kaputa constituency where His Excellency Edgar Chagwa Lungu did get 11,152 votes. Part, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema of the UPND only scored in 7,979 votes.
The northern part of the country, as mentioned earlier on, is a stronghold for the ruling Patriotic Front. But what do the figures look like when we compare the 2016 general elections to the 2021 general elections? Obviously, we're looking at a slight increase for both these two candidates and the voter turnout. But let's just quickly take a look at the next slide as we give you those updates. Shortly, we'll be getting to cross over to the Mulungushi International Conference Center, where we're expecting the Electoral Commission of Zambia to just announce the remainder of the 72 votes, I beg your pardon, the 72 constituencies that they did make mention of when they did take a break a little over an hour ago. And they did mention that only 30 minutes worth of a break is what they needed. But regardless of all of that, what could this possibly mean? Could it mean that they're still, giving us more results even after the 17, are mentioned?
Indeed, especially looking at the time that had taken to come up with these figures. But yes, as we continue giving the analyses between the 2016 as well as the 2021 election results, we do see that the UPND have upscaled in as far as the number of voters that voted for them is concerned. They are scoring in at 24,119 votes, whilst the Patriotic Front, who had an upper hand in as far as the 2016 election is concerned, now lower than the UPND at 11,903 votes.
Apologies, we did give you a wrong slide there, but real quick, let's just go back to the 2016 general elections and the results for Katua constituency and take a look at the margin between the ruling Patriotic Front and the UPND as well and see what it did look like at the particular time, Landy.
That's right. So in Katua constituency, we did get to see that the Patriotic Front had 8,415 votes, whilst the UPND managed to garner a whole 16,324 votes. So clearly, the trend has been nearly the same, seeing as in the UPND has maintained their position of being on top, whilst the Patriotic Front are the second runner in as far as the number of votes cast is concerned. So let's take our attention right now towards yet another constituency.
Actually, going back to the 2021 general election results for Katua constituency, I think we didn't take a look at what was happening between the two, leading political parties. And obviously, we do know that the UPND's presidential candidate is currently in the lead by over 700,000 votes, and the ruling Patriotic Front coming through with, a specific figure that we're going to be posting on our screens very soon. But for now, let's take a short breather, and when we do get back, we'll give you more updates in terms of the head-to-head, the 2016 general elections versus the 2021 general elections, and what does this mean for both the ruling Patriotic Front and the biggest opposition party, the United Party for National Development. We'll be right back. Stay tuned in.
Wow! Thank you for gifting me the mobile phone.
No problem. We can now video chat freely. We've been friends on Facebook for over a month now. Just do what I tell you and I shall shower you with gifts.
Oh, okay. What do I need to do?
Continuation of result announcement. Chairperson.
Thanks very much, CEO. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We will proceed with this last session for today. Maybe. Could be. The Vice Chairperson will take the lead. Then the second set to be read by Commissioner Simwinga. Third, Commissioner General Mkanda and Commissioner Mtiti, in that order. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. These are the results for Kanchivia constituency, Kanchivia district, Muchinga province. Nyirenda Stephen, Naref 5, Silumbe Richard LM 6, Kasonde Mwenda EFF 9, Tembo Shon EFF Tembo Shon PEP 13, Mwamba Msonda TS UNIP 21, Tonga Enoch Third Liberation Movement 22, Mumba Nevas MMD 29, Hivi Hamdudu, PNUP 35. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD 38. Chanda Charles, UPPZ 45. Kateka Chishala, UPP. Yes. Kateka Chishala, NHP 141. Sorry, 80. Sorry, 80. Member Fred, SP 141. Kalabahari, DP 150. Banda Andford Park 217. Hikainde Hichilema UPND 2,651. 2,651. Lungu Edgar PF 18,650. 18,650. Registered voters at this polling station 34,848. Valid votes cast 22,102. Rejected votes 1,102. Total votes cast 23,214. Percentage turnout 66.62%. Thank you, Chair.
Thanks very much, Vice Chairperson. Proceed, Commissioner Swinga.
Thank you, Chairperson. I will read the results, my Lord, for Kanyama constituency in the Lusaka district, Lusaka province. And these are given as follows. Tonga Enoch, third LM, 11. Tembo Shon, PEP, 11. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF, 12. Nyirenda Stephen Narep, 15. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD, 22. Silumbe Richard, LM, 23. Mwamba Msonda, UNIP, 32. Chanda Charles, UPPZ, 60. Mumba Nevas, MMD, 67. Kateka Chishala, NHP, 69. Banda Anford, Park, 118. Hamdudu Hivi, PNUP, 138. Membe Fred, SP, 242. Kalabahari, DP, 307. Lungu Edgar, PF, 39,994, 39,994. Hichilema Hakainde, UPND, 61,892, 61,892. The total number of registered voters for Kanyama constituency stands at 177,495. Valid votes cast 103,013. Rejected votes 1,669. Total votes cast 104,682, representing a percentage turnout of 58.98%. I move on to Chiluvi constituency, Chiluvi district, Northern Province. Nyirenda Stephen, 13. Silumbe Richard, LM, 16. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF, 24. Tembo Shon, PEP, 25. Mwamba Msonda, UNIP, 40. Mumba Nevas, MMD, 46. Tonga Enoch, third LM 57. Chanda Charles, UPPZ 92. Hamdudu Hivi, PNUP 95. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD 109. Kateka Chishala, NHP 135. Kalabahari, DP 173. Membe Fred, SP 194. Banda Anford, Park 359. Hichilema Hakainde, UPND 13,855. 13,855. Lungu Edgar, PF 18,493. 18,493. The total number of registered voters for Chiluvi constituency is 52,175. Valid votes cast 33,726. Rejected votes 1,732. Total votes cast 35,458. Percentage voter turnout 67.96%. These are the results for Mpika constituency, Mpika district, Muchinga province. Silumbe Richard, LM 3. Tembo Sean, PEP 12. Nyirenda Stephen, NAREP 13. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF 20. Tonga Enoch, 3rd LM 30. Hamdudu Hivi, NUP 34. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD 34. Mwamba Musonda, UNIP 39. Mumba Nevas, MMD 50. Chanda Charles, UPPZ 80. Kateka Chishala, NHP 93. Banda Anford Park 164. Membe Fred, SP 242. Kalabahari DP 297. Hichilema Hakainde UPND 9,930. 9,930. Lungu Edgar PF 29,237. 29,237. The total number of registered voters is 62,107. Valid votes cast 40,278. Rejected votes 1,198. Total votes cast 41,476. Percentage turnout 66.70%. The next constituency is the Luansha constituency, Luansha district on the Copper Belt province. And these are the results. Silumbe Richard 4. I'll repeat that. Silumbe Richard LM 4. Tembo Sean Pep 5. Nyirenda Stephen Narep 6. Tonga Enoch 3rd LM 7. Mwenda Kasonde EFF 12. Mwamba Msonda UNIP 14. Chanda Charles UPPZ 20. Chisela Lazarus ZUSD 22. Hamdudu Hivi PNUP 44. Mumba Nevas MMD 44. Kateka Chishala NHP 60. Membe Fred SP 80. Banda Anford Park 102. Kalabahari DP 115. Lungu Edgar PF 14,915. 14,915. Hichilema Hakainde UPND 21,000 21,993. 21,993. The total number of registered voters for Luan Share constituency is 58,883. 53,883. That's the total number of registered voters. Valid votes cast is 37,443. Rejected votes 643. Total votes cast 38,086. Percentage turnout 70.68%. The next constituency is Sioma constituency in Sioma district, Western province, and the results are as follows. Mumbanevas, MMD, 0. Silumbe Richard, LOM, 1. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF, 2. Nyirenda Stephen Narep, 3. Tonga Enoch, third LOM, 4. Tembo Sean, PEP, 5. Kateka Chishala, NHP, 8. Chanda Charles, UPPZ, 8. Mwamba Msonda, UNIP, 12. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD, 19. Banda Anford Park, 28. Kalabahari, DP, 41. Mmembe Fred, SP, 49. Hamdudu Hivi, PNUP, 52. Lungu Edgar, PF, 799. 799. Hichilema Hakainde, UPND, 14,009. 14,009. The total number of registered voters for Sioma constituency is 19,800. The valid votes cast is 15,040. Rejected votes 295. Total votes cast 15,335. Percentage voter turnout of 77.45%. The next constituency is Matero constituency, Lusaka district, Lusaka province. Tembo Sean, PEP, 8. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF, 9. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD, 12. Tonga Enoch, third LOM, 12. Silumbe Richard, LOM, 13. Mwamba Musonda, UNIP, 36. Hamdu Duhaivi, PNUP, 69. Kateka Chishala, NHP, 70. Nyirenda Stephen Narep, 75. Chanda Charles, UPPZ, 86. Banda Anford Park, 98. Mumbanevas, MMD, 120. Kalabahari, DP, 279. Membe Fred, SP, 313. Hichilema Hakainde, UPND, 40,612. 40,612. Lungu Edgar, PF, 51,832. 51,832. The total number of registered voters for Matero is 141,668. The valid votes cast stood at 93,7 644. Rejected votes 1,272. Total votes cast 94,916. Percentage voter turnout 67%. The next constituency is Kamfinsa constituency, Kitwe district on the Copperbelt province. And these are the results. Tembo Shon, 2. Nyirenda Stephen Narep, 2. Tonga Enoch, 3rd LOM, 3. Silumbe Richard LOM, 5. Mwamba Musonda Unit, 6. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD, 8. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF, 11. Chanda Charles, PNUP, 40. Chanda Charles, UPPZ, 18. Hamdudu Haizi, PNUP, 41. Kateka Chishala, NHP, 44. Mumba Nevas, MMD, 64. Membe Fred, SP, 68. Banda Antford, PAC, 76. Kalabahari, DP, 168. Lungu Edgar, PF, 14,866. 14,866. 866. 14,866. Hichilema Hakainde, UPND, 18,936. 18,936. 18,936. The total number of registered voters is 47,496. Valid votes 34,318. Rejected votes 528. Total votes cast 34,846. The percentage turnout 73.37%. I beg to submit the chapter.
Well, thanks very much, Commissioner Suminga. I'll call upon now Commissioner General Mkanda to read the next set of results. Thank you, sir. I'll start with the Mwenilunga constituency in Mwenilunga district, Northwestern province. Nyirenda Stephen Narep, 3. Tembo Sean Pep, 4. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF, 4. Tonga Enoch R, 3rd LM, 6. Silumbe Richard LM, 6. Mumba Nevas MMD, 9. Mwamba Musonda TS UNIP, 13, 1-3. Kateka Chishala NHP, 14, 1-4. Chanda Charles UPPZ, 20, 2-0. Chisela Lazarus ZUSD, 21, 2-1. Banda Andford M, PAC, 49, 4-9. Membe Fred SP, 49, 4-9. Kalaba Hari DP, 52, 5-2. Hamdudu Haivi PNUP, 109, 109. Lungu Edgar PF, 2,100. 170, 2,170. Hichilema Hakainde, UPND, 36,240, 36,240. Registered voters in Mwinilunga constituency, 48,188, 48,188. Valid votes cast, 38,769, 38,769. Rejected votes, 752, 752. Total votes cast, 39,521, 39,521. And the percentage turnout, 82.01%. I move on to Petauke constituency, Petauke district in the Eastern Province. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF 24. Mumba Nevas, MMD 38. Silumbe Richard, LM 39. Nyerenda Stephen, Narep 46. Tembo Sean, Pep 49. Mwamba Musonda TS, UNIP 51. Hamududu Hyvy, PNUP 90. Chisela Lazarus ZUSD 100. Kalabahari DP 104. Chanda Charles UPPZ 105. Tonga Enoch R, third LM 127. Kateka Chishala NHP 136. Membe Fred SP 151. Banda Andford M Park 607. Hichilema Hakainde UPND 10,970. 10,970. Lungu Edgar PF 31,232. 31,232. And the registered voters in Petauke constituency stands at 70,112. 70,112. Valid votes cast 43,869. 43,869. Rejected votes 2,116. 2,116. Total votes cast 45,985. 45,985, giving a percentage turnout of 65.59%. Next is Chienge constituency in Chienge district, Luapula province. Nyerenda Stephen Narep, 13. Tembo Sean Pep, 20. Silumbe Richard LM, 23. Mwenda Kasonde EFF, 27. Mwamba Musonda TS UNIP, 35. Tonga Enoch R, Fed LM, 39. Mumba Nevas MMD, 44. Chanda Charles UPPZ, 60. Hamududu Hive PNUP, 75. Chisela Lazarus USD, ZUSD, 120. Kateka Chishala, NHP, 162. Membe Fred, SP, 203. Banda Andford M, PAC, 247. Kalabahari, DP, 462. Lungu Edgar, PF, 15,075. 15,075. Hichilema Hakainde UPND, 18,884. 18,884. Registered voters in Chiengi constituency stands at 64,890. 64,890. Valid votes cast, 35,489. 35,489. Rejected votes, 1,449. 1,449. Total votes cast, 36,938. 36,938. Percentage turnout, 56.92%. Next is Nalikwanda constituency in Imongu district, Western province. Silumbe Richard LM 2. Mwamba Musonda TS UNIP 3.
Can we have representatives of political parties remain here? The announcement of results will continue. If you are not here, the Commission is not going to stop announcing and will proceed as such.
I'll read again. Mwamba Musonda TS UNIP 3. Tembo Sean Pep 4. Mwenda Kasonde EFF 4. Nyirenda Stephen Narep 4. Mumba Nevas MMD 5. Kateka Chishala NHP 11. Chisela Lazarus ZUSD 13. Tonga Enoch R. Fed LM 18. Kalaba Hari, DP 2323. PNUP 3030. Chanda Charles, UPPZ 3131. Member Fred, SP 6161. Banda Andford, M, PAC 7676. Lungu Edgar, PF 1614. 1,614. Hichilema Hakainde, UPND 10,400. 10,400. Registered voters in Narikwanda constituency stands at 16,597. Valid votes cast 12,299. 12,299. Rejected votes 382. 382. Total votes cast 12,681. 12,681. And percentage turnout 76.41%. I move on to Wacha constituency in Kabwe district, Central Province. Tonga Enoch R, Fedi LM 5. Mwenda Kasonde EFF 7. Sulumbe Richard LM 8. Chisela Lazarus ZUSD 12 12. Nyerenda Stephen Narep 12 12. Tembo Sean Pep 13 13. Mwamba Musonda TS UNIP 22 22. Chanda Charles UPPZ 23 23. Mumba Nevas MMD 27 27. Kateka Chishala NHP 39 39. Hamdudu Hivi PNUP 62. Banda Andford M PAC 67. Member Fred SP 71 71. Kalabahari DP 106 106. Hichilema Hakainde UPND 16,360 16,360. Lungu Edgar PF 18,647 18,647. Registered voters in Wacha constituency 51,456 51,456. Valid votes cast 35,481 35,481. Rejected votes 904 904. Total votes cast 36,385 36,385. Percentage turnout 70.71%. Next is Kapirimposhi constituency in Kapirimposhi district, Central Province. Mwenda Kasonde EFF 9. Nyirenda Stephen Narep 11 11. Tembo Sean Pep 16, 16. Silumbe Richard LM, 21, 21. Mwamba Musonda TS, UNIP, 27, 27. Tonga Enoch R, Fed LM, 34, 34. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD, 40, 40. Mumba Nevers, MMD, 54, 54. Chanda Charles, UPPZ, 55, 55. Kateka Chishala, NHP, 76. Hamdudu Haivi, PNUP, 134, 134. Banda Andford, M. PAC, 162, 162. Calabar Hari, DP, 183, 183. Membe Fred, SP, 268, 268. Lungu Edgar, PF, 23,883, 23,883. Hichilema Hakainde UPND, 30,979, 30,979. Registered voters in the Kapiri Poshi constituency stands at 89,852, 89,852. Valid votes cast, 55,952, 55,952. Rejected votes, 2,062, 2,062. Total votes cast, 58,014, 58,014. Percentage turnout, 64.57%. And the last one I have is Luapula constituency in Ilunga district, Luapula province. Nyirenda Stephen Narep, 0. Mwenda Kasonde EFF, 2. Silumbe Richard LM, 3. Tembo Sean Pep, 3. Mwamba Musonda TS, UNIP, 6. Mumba Nevers MMD, 8. Chisela Lazarus ZUSD, 10, 10. Tonga Enoch R, Fed LM, 10, 10. Chanda Charles UPPZ, 19, 19. Hamdudu Haivi PNUP, 22, 22. Banda Andford M, PAC, 30, 30. Kateka Chishala NHP, 30, 30. Membe Fred SP, 67. Kalabahari DP, 72. Hichilema Hakainde UPND, 4,532, 4,532. And Lungu Edgar PF, 8,631, 8,631. Registered voters in the Luapula constituency, 17,353, 17,353. Valid votes cast, 13,4 445. 13,445. Rejected votes 450. 450. Total votes cast 13,895. 13,895. Percentage turnout was 80.07%. I submit, Chair.
Thanks very much, General Mkanda. Will Commissioner Mtiti read the last set, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. I begin with the Nalolo constituency, Nalolo district of Western Province. Tembo Shan, PEP 1. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF 1. Nyirenda Stephen, NAREP 2. Sulumbe Richard, LM 5. Mwamba Musonda, UNIP 5. Kateka Chishala, NHP 8. Tonga Enoch, 3rd LM 10. Mumba Neves, MMD 14. Chanda Charles, UPPZ 22. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD 33. Banda Andy Ford, Park 46. Kalabahari, DP 53. Membe Fred, SP 92. Hamdudu Haivi, PNUP 141. 141. Lungu Edgar, PF 2,305. 2,305. Hichile Mahakainde, UPND 13,744. 13,744. Registered voters 23,436. Valid votes cast 16,482. Rejected votes 827. Total votes cast 17,309, representing a percentage voter turnout of 73.86%. I now move on to Lufanyama constituency of Lufanyama district in the Copperbelt province. Silumbe Richard, LM 1. Tembo Sean, PEP 3. Nyirenda Stephen, NAREP 4. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF 5. Mumba Neves, MMD 6. Tonga Enoch, 3rd LM 17. Mwamba Musonda, UNIP 21. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD 27. Kateka Chishala, NHP 35. Chanda Charles, UPPZ 38. Hamdudu Haivi, PNUP 64. Kalabahari, DP 65. Membe Fred, SP 81. Banda Andiford, Park 118. 118. Lungu Edgar, PF 6,483. 6,483. Hichile Mahakainde, UPND 17,718. 17,718. Registered voters 35,878. Valid votes cast 24,686. Rejected votes 761. Total votes cast 25,447. This represents a percentage voter turnout of 70.93%. And now move on to Chawama constituency, Lusaka district, Lusaka province. Silumbe Richard, LM 3. Tembo Sean, PEP 4. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD 6. Tonga Enoch, 3rd LM 7. Nyiranda Stephen, NAREP 8. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF 8. Chanda Childs, UPPZ 20. Mwamba Musonda, UNIP 29. Hamdudu Haivi, PNUP 34. Mumba Neves, MMD 51. Banda Andiford, PAC 58. Kateka Chishala, NHP 75. Membe Fred, SP 100 117. Kalabahari, DP 156 156. Hichira Mahakainde, UPND 23,938. 23,938. Lungu Edgar, PF 31,967. 31,967. Registered voters in this constituency, 92,879. Valid votes cast, 56,481. Rejected votes, 1,008. Total votes cast, 57,489. And the percentage voter turnout stands at 61.90%. I now move on to Kalomo Central constituency in Kalomo district of Southern Province. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF 2. Tembo Sean, PEP 3. Silumbe Richard, LM 4. Nyirenda Stephen, NAREP 4. Tonga Enoch, 3rd LM 5. Mwamba Musonda, UNIP 7. Kateka Chishala, NHP 8. Mumba Neves, MMD 8. Chanda Charles, UPPZ 14. Membe Fred, SP 31. Chisela Lazarus, SUSD 37. Kalabahari, DP 75. Banda Andiford, PAC 85. Hamdudu Haivi, PNUP 125. 125. Lungu Edgar, PF 1,401. 1,401. Hichile Mahakainde, UPND 41,028. 41,028. This represents a total number of registered voters standing at 51,767. Valid votes cast, 42,837. Rejected votes, 847. Total votes cast, 43,684, representing a percentage voter turnout of 84.39%. The next one is Mansa Central constituency, Mansa District, Luapula Province. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF 5. Silumbe Richard, LM 10. Nyiranda Stephen, NAREP 11. Tembo Sean, PAPE 16. Tonga Enoch, 3rd LM 22. Mumba Neves, MMD 33. Mwamba Musonda, UNIP 36. Chisela Lazarus, ZUSD 51. Hamdudu Haivi, PNUP 76. Kateka Chishala, NHP 109. 109. Chanda Charles, UPPZ 119. 119. Membe Fred, SP 128. 128. Banda Andiford, PAC 266. 266. Kalabahari, DP 729, 729. Hichilema Hakainde, UPND 16,493, 16,493. Lungu Edgar, PF 26,939, 26,939. Registered voters 73,471. Valid votes cast 45,043. Rejected votes 1,356. Total votes cast 46,399, representing a percentage voter turnout of 63.15%. I now move on to the last constituency, Mr. Chairman, and this one is in Mumbwa constituency, Mumbwa district, Central Province. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF 4. Nyirenda Stephen, NAREP 5. Tembo Sean, PEP 5. Sulumbe Richard, LM 7. Mumba Nevas, MMD 11. Tonga Enoch, 3rd LM 14. Mwamba Musonda, UNIP 17. Kateka Chishala, NHP 20. Chanda Charles, UPPZ 21. Chisela Lazarus, SUSD 25. Membe Fred, SP 37. Banda Andiford Park 68. Kalava Hari, DP 70. Hamdudu Haivi, PNUP 89. Lungu Edgar, PF 4,126. 4,126. Hichile Mahagainde, UPND 28,081. 28,081. Registered voters 49,039. Valid votes cast 32,600. Rejected votes 983. Total votes cast 33,583. This represents a percentage voter turnout of 68.48%. Mr. Chairman, I submit. Thank you, sir.
Well, thanks very much, Commissioner Mtiti. Well, please, I demand attention now, because I'm going to read the consolidated results for the 128 constituencies out of 156 so far covered. And they'll be very distinct, so please pay attention. Slumbe Richard, LM 1097, 1097. Mwenda Kasonde, EFF 1119, 1,119. Nyirenda Stephen, NAREP 1,417, 1,417. Tembo Sean, PEP 1,560, 1,560. Mwamba Msonda TS UNIP 2,551, 2,551. Tonga Enoch R, third LM, 2,609, 2,609. Mumba Nevas, MMD, 3,599, 3,599. Gisela Lazarus, ZUSD, 4,588, 4,588. Chanda Charles, UPPZ, 5,689, 5,689. Kateka Chishala, NHP, 6,630, 6,630. Hamdud Hyvee, PNUP, 8,676, 8,676. Member Fred, SP, 13,879, 13,879. Banda Anford, M. Park, 17,097, 17,097. Kalabahari, DP, 19,451, 19,451. Lungu Edgar, PF, 1,664,681, 1,464,000. Please hold on. 1,464,681. I repeat, 1,464,681. That's for Lungu Edgar. Hichema Hakainde, UPND, 2,324,847. 2,324,847. Registered voters so far for the 128 constituencies stand at 5,613,220, 5,613,220. Valid votes cast 3,879,490, 3,879,490. Rejected votes 106,821, 106,821. Total votes cast 3,986,311, 3,986,311. Percentage turnout was 71.02. Thank you. CO will make a few announcements now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Corporate Affairs Manager will come and announce when the next results will be announced. We are consolidating the last batch. Currently, as highlighted, we have announced 128 constituencies out of 156 constituencies, implying that we have 28 constituencies left. So we will announce at an appropriate time when we will come back. Thank you.
vote in the 2021 general election. So far, the lead is with the United Party for National Development presidential candidate Hakainde Hichilema, who has 2,324,847 votes, compared to Edgar Lungu, who is with a distant 1,464,681. Well, this also has indicated that there's been about 106,821 votes that have been rejected. There's been a bit of drama here at the Mulungushi International Conference Center with the Patriotic Front's Paul Monga, who was seemingly intoxicated, had to be taken out by the Zambia army, considering he was disrupting proceedings at the Mulungushi International Conference Center. The picture that you see on your TV screen is members of the United Party for National Development seemingly celebrating, showing regalia even before the announcement of results, singing mocking songs of the Patriotic Front. One of the songs that was sung by the Patriotic Front in their campaign is what they're singing basically as satire, considering they're not members of the Patriotic Front, but they sing that, well, obviously them celebrating their lead at the moment, which is quite a lead, and this is quite a huge difference between the top two contenders, the UPND and the Patriotic Front. In the picture, I can also see the running mate of the EFF, the Economic Freedom Fighters running mate, out there also celebrating with the members of the UPND. The difference between the PF's ECL and the UPND's HH is 860,166 votes. So the UPND's HH leading by 860,166 votes. It is important to mention that in the previous election, what divided these two candidates was just about 100,000 votes in the 2016 general election. But with only 28 more constituencies to go, the Patriotic Front's ECL is trailing behind with almost 1 million votes in the 2021 general election. What you see on your screen is the picture and one of the mobilizers of the United Party for National Development speaking with the media, obviously just reiterating their celebration at the moment because they are in the lead of the 2021 general election. And yes, we are broadcasting to you live from the Mulungushi International Conference Center. Myself, Dinginda Jonah Bioya, and my co-anchor
So this is where we are at now. 28 more constituencies remaining.
28 more constituencies remaining, and well, the Electoral Commission of Zambia now intimating that they're consolidating the remaining number of constituencies, and that should clearly be telling you the trajectory in which people should be expecting results to be announced. The Electoral Commission of Zambia has got only a threshold of having results announced by 05 hours tomorrow morning, and so that is them trying as much as possible to expedite the process for them to ensure that these results are announced before the threshold. And they've also given us an update that the corporate communications manager Patricia Luhanga will come back and give us an update on when they will announce the last batch of results.
And yes, indeed, the chairman did mention at the beginning of this last update that we just had that they would try and ensure that these results are announced as they come, and they actually are quite confident that they will get to the threshold. They will announce the results within the 72 hours. We know that on Saturday, rather on Friday, 05 a.m., that is when the last polling station closed. So we're a little over about 63 hours into the counting.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia had earlier projected to announce only 62 constituencies, but we know now that they've announced 66 constituencies from the total number of constituencies, and that brings us to 128 out of 156 constituencies. I must say that covers most of the results so far, and well, we only have about 28 constituencies remaining, and that shouldn't take so long for the Electoral Commission of Zambia to give an update. But Francesca, you saw what happened. Quite a dramatic day of announcements.
Day, yes. Mr. Paul Monga, I believe, from the Patriotic Front, has been making movements. He doesn't seem to be
he seems quite intoxicated.
Yes, he had a beverage in a cup, but we don't know what it is. But whatever it is, well, everybody has seen for themselves what has been happening. They had to take him out of the hall twice. I don't think that maybe he'll be allowed back in because it's quite disruptive in terms of the announcements of the elections results. The Electoral Commission of Zambia did mention to say despite these confusions that are trying to go on in here, announcements are still going on, and they did urge the political party representatives to remain in the hall as Mr. Monga was being taken out by police who are trying to maintain peace and order, which I think they're doing a good job of.
They're doing a very good job here at the Mulungushi International Conference Center. In fact, it was the army men that walked him out. They were dragging him out, and we saw some stakeholders from the opposition political parties, including the elections chair of the UPND, Gary Nkombo, who was appealing to the army men not to beat him because he was a citizen of this country. And it seems that the army men were quite considerate because they didn't beat him.
No, they didn't beat him. They had
was the expectation by some
police
people
outside, but somehow he found his way
back. He found his way in. That was quite surprising. And I think a lot of people did not see him until he was almost going to the front, and one wonders whether he was headed to the high table where the commissioners were announcing, but he was stopped before he could get any close to where they were.
That is right. So these are live updates coming to you from the Mulungushi International Conference Center. We just heard the last batch of results being announced. The ECZ Corporate Affairs Communications Manager will be able to give us an update in terms of what time the next update of the announcement of results will be done by the ECZ. The ECZ is very confident that these results will be done before the 72 hours elapses. Zambians will know by Monday who the 7th president of this country will be.
7th or still 6th? It could be either one of those.
7th or 6th, yes.
It could be one of those. But look forward as we give you back-to-back updates on Diamond TV from across the country of what's happening in the 2021 general election. This is the Zambian Vote. I am Dingindaba Jonah Buyoya.
And I'm Francesca Piribanda. Stay glued to Diamond TV, your election data plug.